Welcome to Science Buster. Today, we will look at the abilities of the most interesting, scary, and crazy dinosaur with X-Men abilities in the dinosaur kingdom. So let's dive in. 10. Sauropods can bring thunder. Apatosaurus was basically a slow-moving magnitude 4 earthquake. Paleontologist Philip Currie teamed up with Microsoft computer wizard Nathan Myhrvold to create a computer model of the living model, and together they found that the dinosaur's extremely long tapered tail could whip at supersonic speeds. This theory was supported by the fact that the Apatosaurus fossils they studied had vertebrae fused near the tip of the tail, indicating repeated stress. What does all this mean? So, have you ever been to a circus and seen an artist performing with a whip in his hand? And do you remember the loud sound a whip makes when cracked? This is because the loop of the whip breaks the sound barrier and creates a miniature sonic boom. Now take that sonic boom and amp it up by an Apatosaurus factor. So while most sauropods may seem like defenseless walking buffets of exposed neck flesh, this isn't quite the case. If it hits you with its tail, it could probably throw you to Mars. 9. Parasaurolophus, or crested dinosaurs, were musical. We've always imagined that dinosaurs spoke either with blood-shattering roars or with primitive and proper British accents. But medical scans of fossil skulls have shown that Parasaurolophus and its relatives had a more complex repertoire. The bony crest on this hadrosaur's head formed a long resonance tube that connected to its nasal cavity. It resembled a resident didgeridoo, making a sound with a deep, somber note when the animal blew its nose. A team of researchers recreated the sweet dino song of Parasaurolophus through computer simulation. For those curious about the sound of Parasaurolophus, here is the video. Skull scans also showed that these groups of musical dinosaurs probably used these calls for communication and, of course, for mating. 8. Velociraptors can hunt your ass in the dark. While Jurassic Park undeniably takes some liberties with the Velociraptors, such as calling them Velociraptors, while Deinonychus was the real dino on which the movie's Velociraptors were based, it at least got one thing right. Paleontologist John Ostrom agrees that Deinonychus were dinosaurs. They are truly pack hunters. Not because they use distraction tactics like in the movie, and because they can see completely in the dark. They would probably eat you before you could see where it was coming from. Yes, probably the only thing worse than a flock of snarling birds of prey feasting on your sweets is a flock of snarling birds of prey coming to feast on your sweets in the pitch black of the night. Dinosaurs, lizards, and birds have bony rings in their eyes that we mammals don't, and by comparing the sizes of the eyes of Deinonychus and other birds of prey to those of modern-day animals, researchers were able to identify them as a group. But birds of prey were not the only moonlight stalkers in the Mesozoic. Other predators also had night vision, such as Trudon, which evolved super wide eyes to see in the darkness of the polar winter. It looks like a really cool dinosaur. 7. Tank dinosaur Euoplocephalus. Euoplocephalus, whose name means well-armed head, was a member of the Thyreophora, a group of dinosaurs known as armored dinosaurs. This 2.5-ton Cretaceous period dinosaur was built like a tank, with thick bony armor plates covering its powerful body. He was also well-armed, and had a formidable bone club at the end of his tail. Despite its fearsome appearance, Euoplocephalus was herbivorous, and had a beaked mouth for eating low-growing leaves. 6. Great white shark lizard, Carcharodontosaurus. Carcharodontosaurus was a large theropod dinosaur that roamed North Africa in the late Cretaceous. This fearsome predator weighed around 16.5 tons and was likely both heavier and longer than T-Rex. The first Carcharodontosaurus fossils found were teeth, and the dinosaur was named after its teeth. Carcharodontosaurus means great white shark lizard. What makes this dinosaur interesting is its 8-inch long serrated teeth, which resemble the teeth of a modern-day ocean predator. Armed with a mouthful of fearsome teeth and supported by powerful thigh muscles, Carcharodontosaurus likely hunted sauropods. It is one of the largest land predators that ever lived. 5. Insect-eating dinosaur, Epidendrosaurus. A sparrow-sized, flightless, feathered dinosaur with long forearms that were completely out of proportion to the rest of its body. What makes this dinosaur interesting is that it helps us understand how theropod dinosaurs, the ancestors of birds, evolved. Also, look at that long third finger, like the tongue of an anteater. This dinosaur was probably able to catch and eat insects in trees that way. 4. The most mysterious dinosaur is Longisquama. It may be one of the most mysterious dinosaurs in the dinosaur kingdom. Look for the long feather-like scales protruding from its back. These were neither scales nor feathers, but they looked very much like feathers. It is a possible precursor to modern birds, and we can actually call it primitive feathers. This was a dinosaur the size of a sparrow and a master climber who ate insects. We don't know what these feathers do, but they probably use them to attract females. 3. The largest feathered dinosaur in history is the bird Gigantoraptor. At around 5 meters tall and 8 meters long, it was probably the largest feathered bird dinosaur in history and could weigh up to 2,000 kilograms. It had no teeth and had strange claws on the tips of its wings. 2. Sailing dinosaur, Pteranodon. Although not technically a dinosaur, Pteranodon had a massive bone crest on its head that may have served multiple purposes. It may have been used to show off, attract friends, or intimidate rivals. Some scientists believe it may also assist with steering during flight. 1. The plane of the dinosaur kingdom, Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus was indeed a pterosaur, not a dinosaur, but it had incredible abilities. You could call it the plane of the dinosaur age. Quetzalcoatlus has a wingspan of 11 meters. With such a large wingspan, Quetzalcoatlus was probably a master of gliding. It could probably use air currents to stay aloft for long periods of time and glide over vast distances with little effort. It could probably fly incredible distances of up to 16,000 kilometers in one takeoff. We have come to the end of the Top 10 Dinosaur X-Men, real prehistoric beasts with superpowers video. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel and not miss other science videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.